when I was a kid and I lived in South Africa, I will tell you, as much as I was young, I still remember it very clearly because the whole thing was so shocking. And one of the things I didn't understand was why all the African women had to cover their hair. Where when they were outside, when they were working for someone, their hair had to be covered. And I never understood it. And then it was explained to me, well, basically, it was against the law because uh, the bottom line was white people did not want to see black people's hair. They just didn't. They said they found it unattractive, and so they should just cover it up because it was basically offending their eyes. And I have to be honest, it as a child, this didn't make sense to me when people from that country were trying to explain that to me. I didn't understand it. My parents were like, look, it's wrong. It's just, we'll be going home at some point. But no, that's wrong. But it was disturbing because it didn't, coming from being young and not having really at that point seen prejudice. I'm sure I had seen something that I didn't understand, but for the most part, it wasn't in my home. I hadn't really had the experience to witness prejudice. So when we suddenly moved over there because my father's job transferred us over there, and that was extreme stuff. You know, and it made me able to see what others cannot when they are basically the frog in the pot. And for those that don't know what that means, the theory is, it sounds really messed up, but the theory is if you took a frog, you stuck it in a pot of cool water, and then you turn the flame on low, and the pot slowly heated up, the frog would not recognize that it was being cooked to death. And so when you are in an environment that don't, you don't have any outside influence, it's only everything around you and it's all you know. Do you become the frog in the pot? Do you start just parroting what's around you and you can't form your own thoughts because you're being conditioned that this is what you must think, this is what you must believe, say, and do? And that's definitely 100% what was happening over there. And it was some scary stuff and something, um, like someone's hair. There was way more. But for the purpose of this broadcast, this was definitely a thing. And this was a thing during slavery as well. This has always been a thing because when you think about it, not like recently there's been a change. But if you think back 10 years ago and more, and you see a black woman in, excuse the fact what's going on in the background, in a film or a TV show, how have they done her hair? Well, kind of looks kind of European. I'm not saying it doesn't look good. You could do whatever your hair. My hair does not grow blue, but if someone wanted to make their hair blue, God bless you. And if it looks great on you, go for it. If it's artistically how you choose to decorate yourself, I'm all for whatever. But when society makes you feel like you can't just have what grows out of your head naturally be the way it is or work with it the way it wants to be worked with, well, that's a problem because that's taking away your choice. Just the same as if you want to dye your hair blue, most certainly have that choice. You want to make your curly hair straight because you prefer it creatively, that's your choice. But if you want to have your own natural hair and work with what it does, I mean, I have curly hair. I want to do what my hair decides to do and try to work with it. I can't tell you how many times people tell me, you would look really good with straight hair. And it's like, well, why are you saying that? Because when you have curly hair, it's kind of code for ethnic. And people don't realize it, but there is a history of discrimination of hair that extends to anyone with a hair texture that they were taught to believe is not what someone should have. It's not the way hair should look because then it's not it's unkempt, or it's whatever it is. There's always all these different excuses. I've seen people, uh, one woman I know, her curly hair, she was told that she had to straighten her hair. She was a desk person. She was told she had to straighten her hair in order, when she come to work. And it was like, well, why should you have to destroy your hair if you do not wish to? I mean, that's ridiculous. And management was on her case. Recently, they made this against the law, thank goodness. But it's a thing up until very, very recently.